Hello everyone. In this video, we will see construction of a garbage truck using Curio Spark Robotic Kit. In step 1, we will take two C plates, one rectangular plate, and we will connect it using two flat connectors and two L connectors. So one flat connector, one L connector here using one nut and bolt this side, one flat connector, one L connector connected together using two nuts and bolts here. So this side we have connected this rectangular plate with C plate. This side we have not connected it. We have left it open. Similarly, on the other side, two L connectors, two flat connectors and three nuts and bolts. Two nuts and bolts here, one nut and bolt at this side. We have left this open. We are going to connect it in our later steps. We'll go to next step. In this step, we are going to connect one flat rotator and one 0.5 inch bolt and nut here. It is connected at the middle. So these are vertical slits and this is at the middle of the vertical slits. Connected using one nut and bolt this side. This hole will be used to pass the axle, this circular hole. Similarly, this side, one flat rotator, 1.5 inch bolt and nut. Here, observe that the flat rotator is slanted, so connected into the lower vertical slit and the hole is into the middle vertical slit. Because it is slanted, the hole is slightly away from the end of this slit. Then we are going to do the same thing, exactly same thing on the other side C plate also. So there, so rear side, the flat rotator will be slanted. In the front side, the flat rotator will be horizontal and in the middle. We'll take one rectangular plate and connect it to those two L connectors which were there using one 0.5 inch bolt at this place, one 0.5 inch bolt at this place. We'll take another rectangular plate and we'll connect it to the other side. There were two more L connectors. We are going to connect it there. Again using one bolt and nut here, one bolt and nut this side. Now onto these rectangular plates, we are going to have one flat rotator connected using 0.5 inch bolt and nut here. Again, observe these are horizontal slits and the flat rotator is vertical and it is in the middle. Similarly, on this side also, vertical in the middle, one flat rotator using 0.5 inch bolt and nut. So lots of things to do in this step. Do it sequentially as it is told. Let's go to next step. Here we are going to make the cabin of our garbage truck. We are going to use two square plates, one vertical here, one horizontal here, and connect it using one L connector, one nut and bolt here, one nut and bolt here. And onto this bolt we have also connected one spacer that gives perception of the headlights of the truck. Similarly, on this side also, one L connector connected using two nuts and bolts, and one of the bolt has one spacer on it. Similarly, we'll take two more square plates, one here, join them using two L connectors, one here, one that side, using two nuts and bolts here, two nuts and bolts here. This is also connected to the old assembly using two L connectors, one here, one there, using two nuts and bolts. We'll call this part A and move on to next step. In this next step, we have connected the cabin to the body. And now, if you remember, in our first step, we had left one nut and bolt. We had not joined it. At that place, we are going to connect the cabin using one nut bolt here, one nut bolt here. Then we are also going to connect one DC motor with motor shaft, and on the shaft, we are going to put one spacer. In the next step, we are going to connect a gear medium onto the motor shaft and lock it with the shaft lock. Front, we are going to use one axle B and we are going to pass that through the circular hole of the flat rotator, which was a slanted flat rotator this side, through and through. From this side, then the circular hole of the other flat rotator on the other side, this axle B will go. And we'll put two spacers, one spacer on this side of the axle, one spacer on that side of the axle. And after the spacer, we are going to put one big gear. So here behind this big gear, and between the big gear and the C plate there is one spacer. This side we are going to connect one DC motor with motor shaft, and we are going to put one shaft block on that. In the next step, we are going to attach 4 wheels, 2 wheels in the front, put the wheels on both sides and then lock them using shaft locks at both the ends. Rear also, pass one big axle through the circular holes of the flat rotator on 2 C plates, and then connect 2 wheels, one this side, and lock it with a shaft lock. We are also going to put one small gear onto the motor shaft here and lock it with another shaft lock. Let's go to step 7. Here we are going to create the assembly on which we are going to put the garbage bin. We are going to take 2 single bars and connect a square plate to these single bars using 2 L connectors here, both side 2 nut bolts. Here 2 nut bolts, here 2 nut bolts. To that same square plate, we are going to connect 2 more L connectors here using 1 nut and bolt. This is going to be used to put the garbage bin. Now these single bars in the front, we are going to connect flat rotators. And the flat rotators, we are going to pass nuts and bolts through both the circular holes of flat rotator. So 2 nuts and bolts here, 2 nut and bolts here. Through the square hole of the flat rotator, we are going to pass one medium axle. In between here, we have 2 shaft locks so that the axle does not move. And then on other side of this flat rotator, we have put one big gear. And that big gear is secured in place using a shaft lock. This we'll call assembly B. And now in step 8, we are going to use this assembly B and going to pass that through the circular hole of this flat rotator. There was one flat rotator here and one on the other side of this rectangle plate. So we are going to pass that axle through the circular hole. And both ends, we are going to lock it using shaft locks from outside the rectangular plates, both sides. And that completes our garbage truck. We can put our garbage bin on this, and by moving this gear, the garbage from the bin can be dumped into the garbage truck. I hope you like the construction of garbage truck. Do write your comments in the comment section of this video.